Hey, it's D. It's a brand new episode coming right for you, right on the FTO network. Enjoy. Hey, how's it going? D here with a brand new episode. It's good to be back. It's good to be talking with you guys. I've been feeling pretty good this week. I did an episode recently with Anton 6, Table Cheese. You guys may have heard it already. It's been dropped. This is FTO Podcast. Welcome. I feel like I should start saying every episode. If you get a chance, make sure you follow our Patreon page. It's in our show notes. You just follow FTO Nerd Talk, go to the Patreon, and make a donation if you need to. Just putting it out there. This is going to be a fun episode. There's a lot of news that broke just this week, probably like in the last 2 days also. And there's a lot of shows and movies that came out this week also. And I can't wait to talk about all this stuff with you guys. First out, this is really cool. Steven Yeun has been cast in Marvel Studios in a key role, and the details are under wraps right now. Now, most of you know Steven Yeun from The Walking Dead. You may know him from Invincible. He plays Invincible. This is interesting. Seeing a character from the Amazon indie world make a transition over to the Marvel universe, and I'm really in a key role no less. And I'm excited to see that. In Thunderbolts, of all things, and the Marvel Suicide Squad, that's really interesting to see. Next up, we got the new Lord of the Rings film are in the works at Warner Bros. Discovery. This is according to the CEO, David Zaslav. Now, we don't know exactly what this is going to look like. We also got the prequels of Lord of the Rings over at Amazon. Still talking about Amazon. Still talking, whether it's with DC or with Marvel, we're still talking about Amazon. But you still got the prequels. Ring of Power going on at Amazon, and now you got sequels to Lord of the Rings or Lord of the Rings films going on at Warner Bros. Discovery. No idea what that's going to look like. None whatsoever. So we got a whole fun thing to figure out when it comes to that, because that can be literally just about anything. Next up, Nintendo and Xbox signed a 10-year Call of Duty contract. So, Call of Duty games has been announced with a contract with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty games to Nintendo platforms. The deal was first announced in December, but now there's actually binding contract in place. According to Microsoft Vice Chair President Brad Smith, this 10-year committee is to bring the first-person shooter series to Nintendo platforms the same day as Xbox. So, Call of Duty fans, Nintendo fans, congratulations. You got Call of Duty. I guess that means something to some of you out there. But, for me, I guess, I'm not a big shooter guy. Even though, I'm not a big shooter guy. But I know fans of shooters are really out there. And, I do think, this is going to change how Nintendo is putting themselves out there on the map. So, speaking of shooter games that I'm not fond of, PlayStation State of Play airs this week. It just came out a couple hours ago with me recording this. And it includes a new look at Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. State of Play announced on February 23rd, Thursday. The event was spotlight PlayStation VR 2, Suicide Squad, and much more. And that much more was pretty impressive. They talked about Baldur's Gate inside of this. They talked about Wayfinder, which seems like a pretty cool game. They talked about the new Naruto game that's coming out as well. It was what I expected from February. Let's put it that way. Everything from February is what I expected. I'm going to talk about more about this on Table Cheese with Anton 6 and myself. I don't get all into it because we're going to talk about all the State of Play on Table Cheese. But this just happened. Just letting you guys know. Next up, Wonder Woman star speaks out on joining James Gunn Paradise Lost. Now, the star that I'm talking about is Robin Wright. We already heard about the Superman Legacy, The Authority, Brave and the Bold, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Swamp Thing coming out to either stream or film in theaters. But also that was talked about was Paradise Lost. It's like the Amazon story. Everything that happens on Themyscira, all the weirdness that happens there, which is a lot of weird stuff if you ever read a Amazon or Wonder Woman specific comic. And Robin Wright talked about her coming back to reprise her role. She says she may not be receiving a call because she's too old. And if you heard the same thing about Henry Cavill, who's much younger than her, he also didn't get like his role reprised because he's also too old for a role. So James Gunn, Peter Safran, they're putting young bodies in these costumes, in these roles. And Robin Wright saying that she may be aged out, but she does welcome the role if it is given to her. I'm here to see her get it, to be honest with you. Next up, Five Nights at Freddy's star Matthew Lillard teases prep with franchise role villain. Like, apparently, Matthew Lillard of SLC Punk, and I guess Scooby-Doo, for most of you out there, is taking photographs, put him on his social media page, about him being the villain of Five Nights at Freddy. So, there you go. I don't know how I feel about this. That game freaks me out. But that is the point. So, the fans are going to be excited. Some fans already are excited. If you look at TikTok or Instagram, you see like the Five Nights at Freddy fans are going pretty ape over this. And the Matthew Lillard fans are going pretty ape over this too. So, it's going to be a spectacle no matter what happens. And also, this is going to be a bigger news day than usual, but HBO cancels fan favorite series after only 3 seasons. Now, before I tell you about what the series is, this is a really good show. I really like this show. It's sad to see it go, but the show is Southside. It's a show about a couple workers at a dead-end job at a place called Rent to Own. It's like a renter center kind of situation where, like, you know, people buy or rent an item that at an astronomical amount, and they have to pay it off, but usually never do, and then they get repossessed. But it's not really about that. It's more about like the lives of the people who work there. It was a good show. I loved it. It's sad to see it go, but yeah, 3 seasons. Hopefully, like, the cast members can go off and do awesome and better things, because like they definitely deserve it. It really is a good show. If you ever had a chance, go to HBO Max, check out Southside. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee it. And lastly, in news of the week, Psycho-Pass Providence debut new trailer. Now, while I have not seen this trailer, I am a big old Psycho-Pass fan. I literally found that it is scattered all over multiple platforms to watch Psycho-Pass. Psycho-Pass is a story about these convicted detectives, people in a world where going crazy is known once it happens. They have machines that can detect when you go crazy. You get admitted. Those of who are on the spectrum of being crazy, but also being competent enough to work and help officers, work for a group called Psycho-Pass. And they have these eradicators, these guns that can destroy a person who is also crazy. It's difficult to explain, but it's very interesting to watch. And it's one of my favorite animes. And the fact that, like, I can't explain it, don't do it justice. I apologize for that. But, like, if you ever get a chance, check out the first season of Psycho-Pass. You won't be disappointed. And with all that being said, we're going to take a break.
What's going on, guys? My name is Nemo, and you probably know me as Who is Nemo on TikTok. And I just want to take some time out today to talk about a very special podcast. Now, that podcast is FTO Nerd Talks. Now, FTO is a podcast that gives you daily updates on all things pop culture. So if you're into anime, manga, comic books, TV shows, movies, and all that good stuff, FTO is the podcast for you. Now, I know what you're all thinking. There are so many podcasts out there that already do the same thing, and I'm about to tell you why FTO is so special. Now, FTO is so special because they emphasize on Black nerd culture. Not only that, if you like to be interactive with your favorite content creators, FTO is the special podcast for you. Now, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you just want to state your opinion about a certain project, they will engage with you. So if you haven't already, please go follow FTO Nerd Talks on all social media platforms. And if you haven't already, please do me a favor, follow them on Apple Music and Spotify so you don't miss out on their weekly podcasts. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.
Always a fun time listening to Neo's promos. He's still on his Tron kick. He's on his Tron kick, but he's also using this filter on TikTok where if a movie pops up that he hasn't seen, he'll go and watch it, and then he'll review said movie. It's definitely worth a watch because he's watching a lot of older films, a lot of films that even like slip under my radar. So it's definitely worth a look to see these films and just like to go on a journey with Nemo as he watches these movies on TikTok. So go enjoy yourself, have fun with his page. He is primarily on TikTok, but he does make appearances on Instagram every once in a while. But now it's time for your favorite part of the show. My favorite part of the show, which is things to check out. Where we talk about the games, TV shows, or movies that are coming out. I may switch this up one day and start doing music. Well, listen to Two Black Nerds. They had like some of the best intros, which is like a music artist of the week who either had like a new album or something like they are just vibing with for the week. And they put that as their intro, and I love it. I just do. I may not be able to do some of that like that on my end, but to hear it is spectacular. First up on things to check out is Like a Dragon Ishin. This came out February 21st. It's on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Publisher is Sega. The synopsis reads as follows. 1860s Kyo is plagued by a widespread inequity, and one samurai would change the course of history in his search for justice. Take up the sword of Sakamoto Ryoma and venture to Kyoto to find your father's killer. Clear yourself of a framed murderer and restore your honor. In doing so, you will bring an end to the samurai era and forever change the future of Japan. Draw your blade, load your revolver, and join the revolution in this heated historical adventure that only the creators of Yakuza Like a Dragon could produce. This is an action-adventure open world. Number of player is no online multiplayer. It's rated M. Reading that synopsis was, first off, so smooth. Probably one of the smoothest synopses I've ever read on this show. Secondly, did that not sound epic? That sounded so cool. Oh my God. A lot of folks have been talking about this. It's kind of mixed reviews. When I hear people talk about it, like from podcasts or I see reviews on YouTube isn't the best source. But Metacritic gives it an 81. It only has 51 reviews, so maybe it's changed since I've seen this. But there are a lot of people who are talking about Like a Dragon Ishin, like they are. Maybe I should get Anton to talk about it on the show, because I know he plays games like this, so we'll see. Next up is Wild Hearts on the PS5, also on PC and Xbox Series X. This came out February 17th of this year. Synopsis reads, master ancient tech to hunt down giant beasts through a fantasy world inspired by feudal Japan. Wild Hearts is a unique twist on the hunting genre where technology gives you a fighting chance against fearsome beasts infused with the ferocious powers of nature itself. Take on these creatures alone or hunt with friends in seamless co-op. Developed by Omega Force, the Japanese studio behind Dynasty Warrior franchise, in partnership with EA Originals. Wild Heart takes you on an epic adventure set in a fantasy world inspired by feudal Japan. Developer, again, is Omega Force. It's also published by EA Games. It's an action-adventure genre. Up to 3 players on this, and it's rated T for teens. I know me reading that may have sounded like Monster Hunter. It's not Monster Hunter. It's called Wild Hearts. But it ain't that far off from Monster Hunter. It just isn't. Quality-wise, graphic-wise, it's not in comparison with Monster Hunter. The monsters definitely look more authentic, if I can say that, in Monster Hunter. But the gameplay is kind of different from Monster Hunter in this. And the technology base is really interesting as well. Like, and the monsters do look more like, I guess more familiar if you're familiar with Japanese monsters. So, like, it's something to look into. If you want, like, a little bit of break from Monster Hunter to, like, something that's a little bit different, Wild Heart's probably, like, the way to go. I'm pretty sure Anton listening to this, like, nope, none of that's accurate. So, he's a Monster Hunter purist, so what are you gonna do, right? Next up, TV show, Animal Control, Season 1, came out February 16th. This is on Fox. Cynical animal control officer Frank Shaw, played by Joel McHale, has a new rookie partner, the optimistic Fred Shaw Tyler, played by Michael Rowland. in this workplace comedy from Bob Fischer's Rob Greenberg and Dan Sterling. It has 1 season so far. It's a comedy. I watched this on a whim. I had nothing to watch. My head was killing me. I needed something to put on, like, to stop everything. And I watched it, and I was disappointed. It did nothing for me, sadly enough. I don't think it's going to make it past 1 season. If it does, I'd be very surprised. It had no taste. It was tasteless. So it was just weird for weird's sake. It was like every other comedy of the same, just they work in animal control. Like that's the only difference. It really did nothing for me. So maybe you thought differently. If you did, let me know. I'm here to hear it. But yeah. Next up, African Queens. Njinga. Season 1 came out February 15th. This is on Netflix. Queen Njinga of Angola is the focus of this documentary anthology series, executive produced by Jada Pinkett Smith. I know nothing of this. Like, I haven't even seen it. I haven't seen a trailer for it, but it seemed interesting. And I told myself, like, if this came out recently and I don't talk about it during Black History Month, I am not doing myself any service. As a black man, I'm failing. So here we are talking about it. African Queens, Njinga, Jada Pinkett Smith produced it. So something that's executive produced. So something to check out. Definitely something to check out. Next up, and lastly, and things to check out, You. Season 4 came out February 9th. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, February 9th, that's a while ago. That's before Valentine's Day. Why are you talking about this? That's because I haven't talked about it yet. And like, I keep seeing like so many vast people talk about this show. People from sports entertainment talking about this show. People in the political world talking about this show. They're still drawing back old clips from Fox News from like a year or so ago and putting that back out there and talking about it, put that back in circulation again. So I feel like I got to talk about You. Like, I just had to. And even though I haven't watched the show personally, and I don't see myself going about that route, the lead actor on the show, I forget his name. But let me do the synopsis. Joe is now in London as Professor Jonathan Moore, where Marianne Tati Gabrielle has also settled in. The 4th season of this thriller series. It's a drama, suspense, tech, and gaming show. Tech and gaming. Is that accurate? Is that right? It said network is on Lifetime and Netflix. Is that also accurate? Is this also on Lifetime? What is happening right now? Is this real? I'm going to check this out after the show. Tech and gaming. What the hell does that mean? All right, I guess. Yeah, You is it's about this guy who follows people. And he stalks and plants himself into their lives. But he's like a stalker and also a killer. But yeah. Tech and gaming. What the fuck? All right, yeah. Maybe this is a good time for you to take a break. Tech and gaming. I'm going to be on that for a while now. In Lifetime? What? All right, we'll be right back.
You're listening to FTO Nerd Talk. Excellent choice. If you're looking for more nerdy content, consider giving my idiot co-host and I a chance. We are 2 idiots and a dog, and we talk about movies, comic books, and general pop culture and entertainment media nonsense. Give us a listen on GoodPods, Anchor, iTunes, or your podcatcher of choice. You can also find us at podpage.com/TIAAD media, or you can always find us on Twitter and we'll bribe you with dog pictures too.
All right, I did not have a chance to look into it, but like, we are back. That is definitely the title of the show. Just so you all know, Tech and Gaming is the title of the show. What the hell? I'm going to have to post about this on Twitter. Like, I'm just, period. Like, follow me on Twitter. I want to talk about this show, the Tech and Gaming aspect. That's got to be a typo, like, from Metacritic. Has to be. Has to be. But I think Lifetime part could be accurate. I don't know. All this is making my head hurt. Now it's time for my favorite part of the show. Comments to check out. There's always comic books to check out there. And this is one I haven't talked about in a good minute. This is from Image Comics, Saga, issue number 62. I did not know this comic book was still going. I thought it was canceled. The show's what I know. The synopsis reads, while Hazel and her family fight for scraps to survive, the rich and powerful make their move. This is 7 pages to this. The cover is absolutely incredible. My God. this cover. This is from Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. So, sorry. If you haven't, feel like I need to describe the story, or the story of Saga. The story of Saga is told from the perspective of these two people's child, where they are more like a Romeo and Juliet type, but like the world is very aware, it's very capitalistic, very antagonistic, and the two characters are part of races that are at war with each other, and they manage to fall in love during all this. It's a very interesting story. It's a very captivating story. It has like a lot of nuances and touches of real life, of our world, but also has a lot of heart to it, and a lot of learning moments as well. It's very comic in a sense. It's very comic. So if you have a chance to check out any of Saga, I recommend it. For me, it did get a little dry around like issue number 20, but like in my personal opinion, all independent comic books get a little stale around the 20th issue. Like, it just does. I feel like even though it's an independent comic, it's about like the same creators, like they're usually the same writer and same artist for every issue. The reason why Marvel and DC does so well, because they switch them up and give you a different perspective from different writers and different artists ever so often. That's me talking. But yeah, so check it out. You may like it. It is critically acclaimed. So, like, a lot of folks love this series. I spent a lot of time talking about that one comic book. That's not like me. Next up, Boom Studios. Something is Killing the Children. Issue number 29. Synopsis reads, in the final hour for Erica, as she has no choice left but to face the duplicate type and save tribulation from its reckoning. But Cutter's looming arrival isn't the only thing competing for the rogue Black Mask's attention. Gabby has her own plans, one that puts her in grave danger. It's 32 issues. That's a synopsis. Like, I feel like you got to be invested in the story to know what the hell I just read, because I haven't a clue what any of that was. I just don't. The writer is Jane Tenney IV. Okay, the synopsis starting to make more sense now. Just saying. And the writer and artist are two, Rudder Del Edria and Marco Mastrozino. So, there you go. There's that. I think I talked about Something is Killing the Children before. I still haven't checked it out. I probably should. I know I keep saying that. I really should probably get my hands on it just to say I did. Just one issue, you know. I recently went to a comic book shop. I got a couple of comic books. I didn't put those on this list. I probably should have did that too. I read one comic book, so I couldn't really put all of them on the list. So yeah. But you know, I'll make that like a secret last issue at the end of all these, so you guys know that I read comic books still and put them on the list at times. Next issue is DC Comic Book Superman, issue number 1, Chapter 1, Voices in Your Head. In the dawn of DC, Superman has returned to Metropolis, and his greatest enemy, Lex Luthor, is finally behind bars. The future of Superman's family has never been brighter. As Clark settles back into his life, iconic and new enemies erupt from the shadows to strike down the Man of Steel. But waiting in the wings to back up Big Blue is Supercorp. What secret project has Lex given to Superman? A hero is only as good as their villains. Will be put to the test in this brand new, oversized issue number 1, featuring comics' greatest superheroes by DC comic archetypes Josh Williamson and award-winning superstar artist Jamal Campbell. Now, they say this is oversized, but it's only 32 issues, so I don't know what that means. The cover is cute, though. Yeah, you guys check out this cover. Superman issue number 1, Dawn of DC. It's cute. Yeah. It's cute. It's also weird when you put like the name of the company like as the title of a comic book. Like, why are they doing that? Like, it's kind of like breaking the fourth wall. You know what I mean? Dawn of DC. What's DC? And according to what? Like, they don't see themselves as DC Universe like 0 or DC Universe 1. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, it feels like pandering, but you know, it's out. The creators are extensive, and I'm not going to say all their names because it is literally like 2 pages long on here. So, writer is Josh Williamson and artist is Jamal Campbell. I don't know why I said those things again after I just said them in the synopsis. Whew. It is late, all right? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Bear with me, okay? Next up, and like, I know most of you guys know my schedule. I'm usually up late at night, so that's not an excuse. But still, I'm like tired, so. Marvel comic books, She-Hulk, issue number 10. After the most intense issue of She-Hulk's history, it's time for the fallout. She-Hulk has experienced more trauma than most. In this, the straw, and she is the camel. Oh my God, it's going to break the back. It's going to be a Bane incident with She-Hulk. This is a legacy issue, 173, 28 pages. Cover's pretty cool. The cover is really very awesome. I will hang this up on the wall. I'm not kidding you. That's how cool this cover is. And like, I do love how they're making it very like non-sexual She-Hulk covers of late, because She-Hulk is more than just her sex appeal. And She-Hulk can be sexy without showing off her bits all the time. So yeah, it is a very sensual cover, but also very professional cover. I like it. Next up, the writer is Rainbow Rowell. That took a lot. And artist is Takeshi Miyazawa. Wow. That was wow. So to those of you who are still listening to this, I am sorry about that. That was wow. Talk about butchering a name. My apologies. But yeah, definitely check out She-Hulk issue number 10. It is a landmark issue, apparently. So there's that. Immortal X-Men issue number 1, Marvel Comics. Adored and respected. They said the mutants were humanity's future. It's 10 years later, and they were proven to be right. The X-Men exist in a world that adores and respects them. So why are they sworn to crush it? But while they do, Emma can take a few minutes to crush Mr. Sinister. This is a Sins of the Sisters tie-in, 28 issues. Now, I picked this one because I saw it on what was it, Twitter? And it talked about a lot of different stuff with Emma Frost and Mr. Sinister, and how Mr. Sinister does something pretty drastic to one character who may not be coming back. So, but we heard that story about characters not coming back, and they often do. Look at you, Wolverine. They said you were done. They said you were donezo, and you're back with a new power, and your claws get set on fire. But yeah, this writer is Kieron Gillian and Paco Medina. So there you go. That is your comics to check out this week. I went out with my wife recently. We did like a lot of different stuff. Went to a couple bars, a little bar hopping. I'm 40 years old, so doing bar hopping. Never gets too old to bar hop, I guess, though. But the exercise, the gyms, the walking around helps, because I still had a lot of energy that night. I stayed up for the rest of the night, like I am right now. It was very odd. But got to go out and do that. The reason I talked about the Marvels poster, talked about Facebook and Instagram getting you to pay for verifications. If you're going to pay for it, you're going to pay for it. You know, can we take a break and talk about that? When a lot of people tell you something is ridiculous and that you shouldn't do it, usually more often than not, I feel like it's probably in your best interest to at least give it a try. I've been considering paying for verification only on Twitter. And like, I know like that's probably the most problematic of all places to do that on. But I feel like I should probably give it a shot. And I don't know. If they give you a package deal for Meta, like you can do both your Instagram and your Facebook at the same time, I may take them up on that. I don't know. Like, I get like the new feature of the verification. The new feature of verification is, hey, if you are a thriving business and you take yourself serious, whether you have that following or not, people can see how serious you take this because you pay for verification. It's not so much as Instagram says you're important because we give you this. Now, like, you're telling yourself, like, to others, we are this important, so you should pay attention to us. So for those of you who don't want to get verified, I get it. I understand it. But those of you who are considering getting verified, it's a way for everyone to see how serious you are about what you're doing. And, like, that's it. It's like there's no real, like, maniacal thing behind, like, you know, if you take your company or your status on social media seriously, in a serious enough manner that you want to be compensated for what you do, having a verification may prove that to others. And again, I get it. I see how it looks. I see like the gimmick behind it. But like also, like as Kara Swisher says, which is who I got that information from about suing companies that you pay for, when you do pay for something through anywhere, like that company is now liable and responsible for whatever happens to you on their platforms. So you pay for a blue check, wherever it is, whatever weirdness happens on there, if you report it and they do nothing about it, they are liable and you can sue. And we got something going on right now with, Gutierrez and Google about someone being attacked and like the YouTube algorithm having something to do with it. Like it's at the Supreme Court right now, and it won't be the last one. So, like you want accountability, let's say you get accountability. Like you're paying for it, they got to be accountable. It's no different than going to a store and someone do something like abruptly absurd, especially like someone who works there. Like, or even a patron. Like, you can still sue the company. That's the future, man. Like, we thought that was the future in the 90s. But, like, we didn't really take it because we thought, like, suing was gross. Now, just saying, if they got billions of dollars, it's going to happen. And I feel like me saying all this is putting my stuff in the algorithm on TikTok at the bottom. I'm okay with it. I don't care. Like, I don't do stuff on TikTok to be famous because it's TikTok. And unless I'm dancing in front of a camera or showing off my bits, it ain't gonna happen. That's no offense to anyone who does that and get paid for it. Like, get what you get. But, like, that's not for me. It's good for everyone else. I honestly promote it quite often on all my pages. But that's not for me. So, gotta keep being myself. As you gotta keep being yourself. The world is going to put us into categories that we want to be. What do we want that to be like our main status or not? Like, we can't fight it as much as we want to because it won't give us that opportunity. It just won't. So, being yourself, being confident in being yourself, and like keep pushing on, like in everything that you do, that is honestly all you have. Completely. It's being you, being the true you, and like, I guess like for some of you, knowing what that true you really is. Because it really is hard to find yourself in like the maelstrom that is society. Because society always telling you what you shouldn't be. We got something right now called anti-woke culture. And like the folks who say woke culture in a negative way don't even know what woke culture is. They just think it means black. And all they're really saying is like anti-black. And once that gets caught on to the masses, all hell is going to break loose. It just is. Like once the masses realize, once like the mass people of society realize like, oh, anti-woke means anti-black. Why the hell are you still saying that? It's a dog whistle. All there is to it. So, I don't think that was a rant. I think I got to my point. It was multiple points with multiple rationalizations inside of it. But, you know, I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. Hopefully. If you don't, leave me some comments. The episode is going to drop. I'm going to put a banner for the episodes on Instagram and Twitter. Any comments you got for me, if you listen to the episode, just send them my way. I'm here for it. I recently started watching The Sandman with my cousin. We got to episode 3. We got to see Johanna Constantine. Hello. Rewatching that made me want to get reinvested in the show. Well, I know we all know that season 2 is coming out. They keep talking about it on Netflix. Although they keep talking about King and Ashura on there as well. Supposed to be coming back. It's been like a year. Still haven't seen it yet. Come on, man. Bring back Kingen. Let's bring it back. But supposed to get a second season of The Sandman on Netflix, not on Amazon or HBO Max, like we thought we may, because it is a WB property. But if you do bring this back, and it does go well, please give us a Johanna Constantine spinoff, because her character is too incredible. I mean, just wow. Then you can still have a Keanu Reeves film. Like everything is multiverse. Right? Everything is multiverse. Everything is multiverse. That's like the name of the game of DC. Warner Brothers right now. Everything is multiverse. Everything. Like, the Flash movie is about to show us that. Even though, you know, again, most of us aren't going to be seeing it. Speaking of movies to see in theater that are based off comic books, Ant-Man Quantumanium. Still have not seen it. It is technically Friday that you're hearing this. If you're hearing this the day it dropped. Still haven't seen it. It is a week after, so I can openly talk about it when I do see it, but I'm going to try to see it this weekend. Only got one shop to clean. I get paid. I think I'm going to go to a late night showing. Midnight showing, dude. Do it big. Like the week after, it's going to be probably crowded as fuck. can find Dare. Dare should swear to show, and that's probably like the line of the show too. I'm D, FTO Nerd Talk. Follow me where you can find FTO Nerd Talk stuff. This was a fun kind of episode. I think it was a little rocky in the beginning, but make sure you check out more shows. Links in the bios. Until next time, take it easy. Hey guys, D here of FTO Nerd Talk. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends about FTO Nerd Talk. Got a lot of different shows for all of you. Make sure you tune in every week for a brand new episode. Take it easy.